Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we solved a couple more problems around Ikana Valley. We managed to free Sharp from the Evil. We got the Gibdo Mask from the Mummified Father. And we went through the Ikana Well to get the Gibdo some things here. In this episode, we are going to a new area. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Ancient Castle of Ikana. Alright, so this is probably like the only way they can actually get to the castle itself, because, you know, these doors are blocked and they will not open at all because nobody, they don't want to let you in. There's a shortcut you can get into. You can actually use a mirror shield to get rid of that sunblock with some kind of light, but I never bothered to do that. First and foremost, yeah, as you can see here, I know guys, a lot of you guys are yelling at me to put on the masks right about now, but I do want to at least bio the ReDeads, because if I have the masks on, then I won't be able to do so. So I have to keep them off, so that way I can get the title bio. ReDead, if it catches you in its paralyzing glare, you won't be able to move. Shake it off if you get caught. And yeah, basically they're normal attacks, like a... Okay, I'm sorry, just, I just love the way they dance, but like, anyway, if you have the mask off, they do the same as they did in Ocarina of Time, where, you know, they, you know, if they catch you in their line of sight, you'll get paralyzed and will basically get sunlocked for a brief moment, and like you hear this really shrill scream from them. And then once they get close enough to you, then they'll jump on you and they will suck the life out of you just by biting you and like strangling you. So what you have to do is you have to rapidly mash the A button to escape, and that's what you have to do. However, this game, God, I can't believe this game actually did this of all things, because like that, you know, ironically enough, for a game like Majora's Mask, that actually managed to cure my childhood fear of ReDeads. Because, like, you know, once you put the mask on, you can actually see them doing a nice little dance there. Like, you see them doing ballerinas. So different ReDeads will actually do the different dances. And it's actually hilarious to see, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, so what you do is that if you wear either the Gibdo mask, and it's not just the Gibdo mask, you can also wear the Garo mask or the Captain's hat. Any one of those three masks, and then they will actually not attack you at all. They'll instead just do their dance, because according to the lore in this game or in the Ikana Kingdom, the ReDeads apparently used to be the theater troupe is what they are. So like they do some performances and all that. So they basically, like, you know, wearing those masks, and they can actually see them. You know, just going back to the past and you know, still doing their dancing, and like even despite being some you know, lethargic, creepy-looking zombies, like they actually still managed to pull up some impressive moves, because I mean, I guess the spirit is still alive. So I mean, that could be. So yeah, like I said, you know, like I was mentioning in the last episode, that, you know, ReDeads used to scare the ever-living shit out of me when I was a kid playing Ocarina of Time. Maybe because, you know, especially since, you know, like I mentioned, when after you become Adult Link for the first time. When pulling out the Master Sword, and oh yeah, by the way, I don't think I ever buy out the blue bubbles, so don't let it curse you if it comes after you, defend yourself. Yeah, those bubbles get you jinxed, so therefore you can't use your sword, which I've mentioned a few times before. It's basically, you know, one thing they never really did in Ocarina of Time, which is weird because, you know, since it jumped to 3D, that, you know, the bubbles in previous Zelda games, that's what they used to do. They used to jinx you so that you can't use your sword. And they got rid of that aspect in Ocarina of Time for some reason, but in this game, they actually brought back their old abilities to actually jinx you, so there we go. Anyways, yeah, back to what I was saying about the ReDeads. Yeah, so it was especially, like, after, you know, when you go to the castle town after becoming Adult Link, and you see how absolutely decimated that it became, because that's the result of Ganondorf taking over Hyrule, and which is one of the most shocking moments that first-time players experience, myself included. And then I saw, like, all the ReDeads everywhere, and, you know, there are more of those, and, you know, it actually just kind of amped up my fear. Oh, and first and foremost, there's a little Easter egg that we want to see here. So if you go into that column that's right here, for some reason there's a little paper airplane. I mean, I don't know what it's supposed to resemble. It kind of seems like, it kind of looks a little bit like the R-Wing from the Star Fox series. But, anyways, so yeah, that's the reason why, like, you know, seeing those ReDeads, like, they absolutely, like, they're one of my childhood fears. And yet somehow Majora's Mask, you know, a game that's notorious for being one of the creepiest Zelda games in existence, and, you know, and everything about it is fucked up, like, you know, with Termina and all that. And yet the ReDeads of all things actually managed, like, this game actually managed to cure my fear of ReDeads because of how, like, put on those masks, and then you actually just see them dancing, and that actually really got a chuckle. Like, they made the ReDeads a little sillier and goofier because of it. Well, it just comes off of that because of the way they dance. It's actually it's just hilarious when I saw that. So yeah, thank you, Majora's Mask. Despite how creepy you can be, and yet you you actually made the ReDeads surprisingly entertaining to see here. Ugh, man. But once you have those masks on, then it's definitely it's always the best way to do so. Just putting those on, and then you'll be able to actually kill them that way, like the easiest way to do so. So so I'm actually real thankful about that. These fucking waves are really annoying. Yeah, you want to make sure to kill as much as you can though, because there's a heart piece that's over one of the columns, and to get that you want to hit the switch that that'll make the rings of fire disappear, even though it doesn't make sense because it's raining, and that should have extinguished the flames. But nope. I think it's like some kind of a power generated kind of flames or something. I don't know. The game never explains anything at all. I mean, nothing about it explains anything, honestly. But yeah, you have to be careful. Like, just kill as many of those waves as you want to, so that way there you won't get distracted as much, and then and just get on the platforms. And I actually did a previous recording for this one, and I fucked up this one part because, like, as soon as like once I jumped onto the column, Link decides he wants to just continue doing that dodge roll as soon as he landed on there, and that caused me to fall off the column. So yeah, I mean, even though I don't really mind much of the auto jumping in Zelda, it's one thing that can be that can be pretty frustrating. And honestly, at times like these, I kind of wish that they can just be able to manually jump like in most other games. But I mean, I know it's not really so much of a platform game, because I know the N64 was basically where platform games were probably one of the biggest things. So because of that, I guess that with people playing Zelda, since it's more action oriented, being an action adventure game, then there might not be as much platforming, but there are still some platforming aspects just kind of implemented there, and so you really want to be careful of that. So I mean, it's weird though, because even though like it kind of seems like Link can platform technically, but this is not really the kind of game that was built specifically for platforming. So I mean, at least in my opinion. Oh, and here we go, Floor Master. So so yeah, these guys right here. Well, I mean, I don't like them very much either. So yeah, another returning enemy from Ocarina of Time, and yeah, just the Floor Masters themselves, not like the Wall Masters, because I know they did appear in previous Zelda games. But once you actually manage to kill them, then they'll actually split into 3 copies, and then you want to kill them all before one of them grabs you, and then afterwards, then they'll form back to the bigger Floor Master. But I don't really hate them as much as I do the Wall Masters, though, honestly. Alright, some more ReDeads. They have a couple more dances here. There's Ballerina, and this guy right here is actually doing the Cossack right here. It's some kind of a Russian dance that they have here, which is weird, though, because there's nothing, like, anything Russian about Zelda, like, at least in Terminus. So, I mean, I don't know how they actually managed to perform that just by doing the Cossack. But it's still pretty funny to see. I like seeing that. I do remember the 3DS version actually gave a couple of the ReDeads some new dances. I can't remember what it was. I think one of them was just standing up and doing some kind of a solo performance. I mean, I don't know. I want to say that it's something that might have resembled, I don't know, Michael Jackson or something. It would have been real funny to see like a ReDeads. Oh, actually, I remember seeing this one video where there's the ReDeads doing the Thriller. So I mean, I was already well aware that somebody out there would just already do this Michael Jackson parody of like having the ReDeads doing the Thriller dances. So it's actually pretty funny to see. But anyhow, so we have another encounter with Wizrobe. So yeah, remember Wizrobe from back in Snowhead Temple? So yeah, we're gonna be fighting him a few more times. Unlike previously though, this Wizrobe actually uses the fire elements. So yeah, just be careful. And I think he's actually a little weaker with the with using the ice arrows, but I never actually do so. All right, so yeah, more of the ReDeads doing the ballerinas and the Cossacks. I think it was this room where in the 3DS version, then they gave the ReDeads some new dances. So one of them is something like kind of seemed like a little bit like that Michael Jackson-esque dance. I don't know what it was. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it's like, because I haven't really played much of the I haven't really played the 3DS version in a long time though. But I think it kind of seemed a little bit like this one of those Michael Jackson moves. So I don't know, maybe Nintendo just wanted to kind of implement it there, and then you know just call it a day. Oh, by the way, folks. So yeah, this is actually the reason why you need the powder keg, because I actually when I put in the list the items you need for the Gibdos, and I put in the powder keg that's going to be used for this next area, such as, you know, the Ikana Castle. Well, that's the reason why. So make sure you have the powder keg with you before you actually go on set with there, because I know players will actually forget and just wonder why bombs aren't working. I also want to mention though that the oh yeah, I have to hurry and put in the mask, but oh, okay, I did that by complete accident because I meant to actually just deflect the life off of there, and then when Link turned around, then it just disappeared like that. But I also gotta say though, I also like this track that's playing right here in the Ikana Castle. It sounds it kind of sounds similar to the Hyrule Castle theme in A Link to the Past. What kind of sounds like to me? It's actually a lot more menacing and I don't know, I think like that, but you know, I do like this track. Alright, so this should be the final room that we have here, and there's a reason why I decided to put on the Bremen mask, and I will show you, which is also one of the funniest things here. So this appears to be the throne room.
Oh, insolent one who has brought the unthinkable into a land as dark as Ikana! My servants have fallen namelessly before the light that guides you. However, the darkness in which my servants live is, after all, fleeting. You shall see with your own eyes just what kind of thing true darkness really is.
Alright, so we have some mini-boss here. Use the targeting methods while defending the unthinkable? What could that possibly be in a place as dark as this? Oh yeah, good question. So, anyway, so this here is the King of Ikana, and we're starting with fighting off his lackeys here. And right now in this darkness, it's actually impossible to kill them, so there's actually one thing to do. But first things first, watch this. Okay, like, you know, when you put on the Bremen mask and then you start marching, they actually march along with you. And, oh my god. This is actually hilarious to see here. They just march along with the music. They look all confused as well. Like, it's so funny to see. This is actually one of the methods you can use to actually distract them, and then that's how you kill them like that here. But I'm not going to do that kind of cheap way. I just want to do it for the sake of showing it off. So anyway, so what you have to do is you want to start the battle first with using the fire arrows and shoot these drapes covering the windows, and then they'll burn them off, and then that's when the light will shine. And so it's actually the only way to outright kill them, because you know, while still in darkness, they're impossible to do so. So you want to make sure to kill them first. It's probably recommended they don't do what I'm doing though. Like you might want to go ahead and incapacitate them first, and so that way they're stunned long enough for you to actually be able to just shoot the drapes. But you want to hurry though, because they'll get back up in after a short period of time. All right, so after that's done, then we got the light shining, and the rays of light is shining down there. And then we'll go ahead and fight them off for real. So basically played a little bit similar to the regular Stalfos, well, especially in Ocarina of Time. And so once you see an opening, then that will be a chance to actually slash it with your sword. And then they'll start crawling down like that. While they're stunned, go over to the light, and then you just have to reflect the light off with your mirror shield, and then they'll go down and disintegrate in those flames. And after that's done, then we fight the king himself. And so he does things a little differently this time around. See this right here. Stick with using the basic target methods while defending. He's different rank than those other two lackeys though. So yeah, not only is he a little stronger though, but like you know, he has some different tricks. But first, I want to show this off here. So put on the captain's hat, and you get close enough to him, and watch this.
Oh, Kita! Is it not Captain Kita? But you're so... tiny! I was nearly fooled by what you have done.
Alright, so yeah, just a little thing to do here. So, you know, I just want to show it off. So, anyway, so this is actually the one move that you want to watch out for, because, you know, he'll actually, he'll detach his skull from his body. And so his head will actually start to chase after you. And then And then he'll actually grab you and bite onto you, and then he'll actually stun like you. So that way there he'll try to attack you with a sword. So yeah, he actually does have a wider range here. So his combat's a little better than his lackeys. But once you actually get him enough times for that, then do the same thing, and then reflect all the light. Then there we go. And then now that's it with the king and his lackeys here.
You're blocking me! Get out of the way! I can still get him!
But blocking you. The reason he beat us is because you were so feeble. Don't blame this on me.
What? Just try saying that against my bony face.
Feeble, 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 feeble.
Shut up already! Don't look at me. I was once called the best swordsman in all of Ikana.
The greatest swordsman in all of Ikana? You? Feeble!
Draw your weapon!
Huh?
I'm telling you to draw your sword!
How? Yeah, they realize that they're dead.
Will you two stop? What's fools? Haven't you begun to understand? The kingdom being ruined and us left in this state? Isn't it petty little battles like this that have caused it? Believing in your friends and embracing that belief by forgiving failure, these feelings have vanished from our hearts. It all happened after somebody thrust open the doors of that stone tower. You who bring light into darkness, I am the king of Ikana Kingdom, Egos Ikana. The spell binding that had been cast upon us was broken by that light which you carry. To return true light to this land, you must seal the doors of Stone Tower where the winds of darkness blow through. But Stone Tower is an impenetrable stronghold. Hundreds of soldiers from my kingdom would not even be able to topple it. It is far too reckless for one to take on such a challenge. And so, I grant to you a soldier who has no heart, one who will not falter in the darkness. You shall remember this song.
Alright, so this song here is actually one of the most useful songs they have here, and you'll be playing this a lot of times for the next dungeon, but, you know, it's very helpful in that regard. So we'll go ahead and play this new song right here. And so we have learned the Elegy of Emptiness. It's a mystical song that allows you to shed a shell shaped in your current image. By playing the song while wearing masks to assume different forms, you'll be able to leave up to 4 empty shells, one for each form.
This soldier who has no heart is your twin image, a shell of yourself that you will shed when your song commands it. On my kingdom, shine the light of justice.
Alright, folks, so yeah, we just learned the Elegy of Emptiness, and that'll give us access to the next dungeon, and oh god, this thing is absolutely creepy. Ugh, look at that. So yeah, the Elegy of Emptiness is kind of interesting in a way. I mean, it is pretty helpful. So basically, like, you know, you're just creating some different copies, well, statue copies of yourself to some switches, and you can actually do that with you know, not just regular Link, but also with different forms. We're waiting for the transformation mask. It would have been interesting, actually, if all the other different masks. It would be a nice attention to detail, but I mean, you know, I guess that would have been too much for the developers to do so. So I mean, that's why I didn't bother. But you know, it would have been cool though. But anyways, so yeah, so with regular Link and also the different transformation masks, they like they'll come up will create empty copies of themselves, and so like they're useful switches. And what we'll actually see in just a moment there for you know, what they'll actually look like. But I will say this though, that they are some of the most terrifying things that you actually see there. Because basically for the transformation masks, they're basically like, you know, zombified husks of the previous the previous characters who, like, you know, well, what they did before they died. And oh, hi there, music box is still playing here. I see the, you know, booze merry-go-round. Yeah, I had to go there. All right, so we're gonna go up to the this ramp here inside this up to this statue here, and then we'll be gaining access here. And yeah, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and like I decided to record this part of the video. This area here is Stone Tower, and so this will lead to the next dungeon, the Stone Tower Temple. It's actually the final dungeon in this game. Well, actually more so the penultimate dungeon before we get to the actual final dungeon. Even though it's not quite so much of it though, but there's like, well, I don't want to spoil it too much though, but yeah, I went ahead and just recorded this and put this as part of this episode here because you know, it's basically just a climb to get to the Stone Tower Temple. And because, you know, just finish things off here, since it'll be just a short trek. Because honestly, though, actually it does take me 10 minutes to get there. And I will say this, though, like, this is probably the most pain in the ass part, or one of the most pain in the ass parts, where, you know, the climb to get to the Stone Tower Temple. We also have a new enemy right here. These are the Beamos, which you already know about. Don't let us beam scare you, just give it a good blast. So, so yeah, just like in, yeah, they basically portray the same as in Ocarina of Time. To kill them, they're actually awakened by smoke, so you have to either use blast mask or regular bombs to actually kill them. Although for some reason, when I tried doing that, it didn't work at all for me because like because I pressed the B button and Link still didn't even activate the blast mask to explode. So I don't know what happened here. But anyways, so yeah, the whole climb for to Stone Tower is probably one of the most pain in the ass parts. I don't really like it that much though, but you know, I decided to just go ahead and just put that in there. And yeah, I was kind of still a little woozy because I woke up early this morning. Like by the time I was recording this section, I was still pretty tired because I woke up early in the morning before work, and so I was kind of like a little disoriented with playing the notes of the Elegy of Emptiness. So, anyways, yeah, this is where the song comes into play. So you see those switches here. You know, the switches are a little more sensitive, so like they can't really. So you have to keep them pressed on. To make the state on. So oh yeah, there's the night of the first day. And so by playing the Elegy of Emptiness, you'll create those copies of the empty shells of the characters, and then they'll keep on. But it actually depends on their weight though. You can only do that with either regular Link, Goron Link, or Zora Link. But Deku Link is actually the most useless one though because it's the lightest and doesn't do jack shit at all for the switches. So but I'll still show them off though, just to see what it looks like. But anyway, so I do want to show it off right here. So once so I'm actually using the Elegy of Emptiness as Goron Link, and so you can see here. So basically, these statues here, yeah, you see how familiar it is. That's actually supposed to be like a zombified form of Darmani. Because the transformation masks are, you know how the masks are based off the previous characters that, you know, that basically they contain the spirits of the characters before they died. So in this case here we have Darmani, which is what the Goron mask is based off of, and so you can actually see right here, and so you actually see exactly how Darmani died. Like he still has that scar on his stomach. And so you take a look here, and you notice how, like, you know, their eyes are pure white. Like they have no pupils at all. And so with Zora Link, then it actually creates a zombified copy of Mikau. Like you can actually see the tattoos all around him and all that, and his fish guitar right here. So or a skeleton fish guitar. So yeah, that's basically what it is. So. And so with Deku Link, we'll actually see it's actually based off the Deku Butler's son. And you know, I'm kind of spoiling a bit here, but you know, but we actually did see a bit of foreshadowing with it, with the Deku Butler saying that how he was reminded of his own son. So that's how it was. But I'll also show it off though. But yeah, that's basically what it is here. Oh, you motherfucker! You fucking keys! You pay for that! Goddamn things! I hate the keys. I fucking hate them so much. Die, asshole. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically where the Elegy of Emptiness comes into play, where you just hit the switches, and you'll be using that a lot for the next dungeon. Now, interestingly enough, though, despite the fact that those masks you were going to play the Elegy of Emptiness, that they're supposed to create the copies based off the characters that died and from the and the masks contain their souls. Interestingly enough, whenever regular Link plays plays that song, and then you see his own copy. It's actually the only statue that is not particularly zombified per se. It still has the pupils and all that. But I will say this though, that statue is absolutely terrifying. That you like, you know, just saw how it was, and you know, I would say the grin kind of seems a bit like you know, I guess probably like taken from the Happy Mask Salesman. I mean that could be so. But yeah, it's still absolutely terrifying. Same thing with all the other statues though, where you know they're supposed to be like a zombified husks of what they are, you know, without the pupils and all that, and you know they are they are scary looking for one thing, and giving the implications of the song itself for what it is. But regular Link's copy, it's still absolutely terrifying. As a matter of fact, it's definitely it's actually the main thing that was actually used. Like, you remember, so I'm sure pretty much every Majora's Mask player would know about this. I'm pretty sure. So, you guys know about the creepypasta that's called Ben Drowned, and so it's a real interesting ghost story. There's a very old creepypasta that was written, and pretty much every single Majora's Mask player knows about this, and myself included, because having read that one, and and any of you haven't already, I would say give it a read too, because it's very interesting, and it actually really does a great job with telling the story without any kind of a cliched scares or horror elements that has here. Like, it really does do a good job with telling how the story came to be. So that's basically what it was based off, this whole ghost story. And the statue that we saw for a Link from the Elegy of Emptiness, that was actually used a lot. I mean, it's basically one of the main aspects about the Ben Drowned creepypasta. And so that's why that's actually the reason why I put in that reference there for when we saw it for the first time. And so yeah, that's actually one of the main things going on for it, with the whole Ben Drowned creepypasta. And I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what inspired a lot of Majora's Mask players for just playing this game, based on that creepypasta alone. And just seeing that right there, then that's how people go, hey, look, it's Ben Drowned. So so yeah, that's what it is. And that's just it's so interesting because of that. Majora's Mask really is an interesting game. Based on all of its horror elements and its creepy atmosphere and all that. And ah, man, it's like, I don't know. There's just no other better way to describe it. In all. But all that aside, then yeah, I will say it is definitely the most terrifying thing. Just seeing that. Oh, god damn it, that fucking boulder. Okay, well, it's kind of my fault though, because I forgot I was actually within the range of the boulder. But yeah, other than that though, then it's still absolutely terrifying to look at. And I guess and it's weird too, because those statues from the other transformation masks are supposed to be based on the characters that are already dead, that die in some instances. And so it's kind of weird just seeing Link having his own copy, even though it's not really a zombified form per se, because he still has a peoples to match. But I guess when people there could be some implications about that as well. I mean, given the nature of Termina and all that. Although, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if there's that one kind of theory, you remember, that one theory that which, to this day, I still absolutely roll my eyes at sarcastically, is the Link is dead theory in Majora's Mask, and that's something that has already long since debunked. The one kind of a theory that from a game theory that MatPat created. Yeah, that's one thing, seeing that for the first time, I was like, how is that even possible? I don't know. And that's already been debunked and all that. So I mean, it's to this day I still kind of roll my eyes at this one. But anyway, so we should be almost done. Get up to the getting pretty close to the Stone Tower Temple. Oh, you know what? I was kind of going on a bit about how with the LG in this. I never had to talk about the music. Let me just say this though. I fucking love this track. Oh man, this is I don't know if I want to call this my most favorite dungeon music in Zelda, but I love this track so much. It's it's basically the Stone Tower Temple theme, and oh my god, I fucking love this track. Well, this is actually, well, I would say my absolute favorite track in this game too, because it has a mysterious air to it, and considering how far you've come, and it has some sort of meaning to the way this music track is, and it has some kind of meaning to it. Which, I mean, I'll actually just talk about it in the next episode, though, because, this is actually something that I think, though, but, so I'm going to go ahead and show off what the statue looks like if you play the Elegy of Emptiness as Deku Link. Like I said, it's actually the most useless kind of statue that it has, because it's the weakest one, so you won't be using it at all, but because of that, this is actually the reason why I do want to show it off, at least. So yeah, if you show that one, then yeah, you see here, this is actually what the Deku Butler's son looks like. Well, what he looked like originally here. So yeah, there you go. And we'll actually be seeing more about that, so I don't really want to spoil too much. So yeah. Anyway, so looks like we made it to the very top of the Stone Tower, and there's the Stone Tower Temple entrance right over this way. And it's actually, I will say this though, it is actually my absolute favorite dungeon in this whole game. And I was really looking forward to this one because of it is, and also the music. I can't wait for this one. So, anyways, next time on Let's Play Majora's Mask, we are going to enter the Stone Tower Temple, the last dungeon in this game. So I will see you guys next time.